Hey everybody, ping me if you're on. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. I was on early and my phone froze for some reason. So if you're on, let me know that you can see me. I've got a little bit after 8 o'clock Mountain Time. Okay, we're starting to get a few people come on. Awesome. Cool. All right. So again, I apologize that I'm a few minutes late here. I was on early. This phone froze. I don't know if any of you guys have iPhone 8s, but this one hasn't been as good as the other ones. It seems to be like I'm always restarting it, whatever. So Apple must be getting a little bit lazy with their program. But anyway, it's good to be with all of you. Here we are right in the last parts of summer. And, this is where you see a lot of people decide, okay, maybe I ought to wake up and get back in the game. Those that have been working are saying, okay, I got to finish strong because we're coming into the best time of the year. September, right through Christmas is where you see a lot of growth take place and a lot of things occur. And we're going to talk a little bit about belief, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Team Elite University as well, because that factors into this. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Jeff Mack. I've been involved now in the business for 30 years, somewhere in there. And I remember, it just seems like yesterday, I was a new guy checking it out. I remember sitting there thinking that the people that had invited me, Craig Tillotson and these other guys, just needed me so they could make money. How wrong I was. They didn't need me. Nu Skin didn't need me. It was going to do what it was going to do with or without me. And once I decided to engage, it's been life-changing. And here we sit now, $20 million in commissions later, and I can't even believe what's occurred. And the best part of this whole thing is I feel like we're just getting started. I mean, I see a lot of new people come into our business every single day. And I've seen people just come in the last few years that have hit it out of the park. I've seen people walking across the stage, hitting the different 1 million, 5 million, 10 million, 20 million. And it's crazy what's going on. It's like we've got this machine of success that's taking place. We defy all odds. We're setting new records. We're really breaking ground that other companies don't do. And so here we sit, and you wonder, you say, what is the magic of Nu Skin? How do we recreate ourselves? What makes us so unique? And why do we continue to just move forward and do things that other companies don't do? And I'm just here to tell you, it's our belief system. It's the fact that we see ourselves differently. We see ourselves as the gold standard. Everyone else sees ourselves that way too. And we have this belief system that, not that we're better than everybody else, but the fact that we actually don't just sit back on our laurels and just, call it a day. And I think that's what's important. I look at long-term leaders in our business that continue to grow and flourish, and it's the fact that they've got this attitude of getting better every day. They've got this attitude of continuing to grow. They've got this attitude of giving something back. And, let's talk a little bit about Team Elite University. I mean, this is Team Elite University weekend coming up. I think a lot of people have a misnomer about what it's about. First of all, Team Elite University is not mandatory. I mean, for a while there, I was hearing people say, why do we do it almost every month? We don't want to have the pressure of having to be there every single month. First of all, it's not mandatory. Nothing in this business is mandatory. Anything we do with One Team Global is a volunteer army, and really it's just one of those things where after a period of 30 years or so, you understand a cadence. You get a feel for what works. You look and see what fills gaps and what fills the holes, especially for those that are new. And I remember years ago, this was a brainchild of Brent Bryson. He came to me one day and he says, Jeff, what if we just got together in the shadows of the company and took people on some tours so they could actually see it, they'd be able to touch it, and they'd come to realize that this is a real opportunity. And then we could get them in a room, lock the doors, and just talk to them about what it would take to become a Blue Diamond or a Team Elite. And that's how the thing started. And first of all, it just started with a handful of people, right there in the shadows of the company. And it continued to grow. And the word got out there that this was something that helped to solidify people and their belief system and create a foundation for them where when times got tough, they could actually reach down deep because they realized that there was something of significance here. Okay, and it grew. And I've seen some team elite universities where we had over 3,400 people present. We've actually had to go rent a basketball arena to do that, and at Utah Valley University. And so it gets insane. I mean, so you'll see Team Elite University fluctuate from, a couple of hundred people to several thousand. And we'll just accommodate what we need to do along the way to accommodate that growth. We've even done double sessions before, where we'll do, break it into a session in the morning and a session in the afternoon as we've had this overage of people. So the historical perspective of it is it's been very promising as far as what happens. And what I've seen happen is those that consistently make it part of their business continue to grow and thrive. And I don't mean just as a growing organization, but as a person. They stay sharp, they stay engaged, they're on top of their game. And, Team Elite University happens every month that we don't have another event, a company event, or, a success summit, which we just had last month, which was amazing. And those of you that were there know that. Okay, and so what this is all about is belief. It's about belief. It's about the location. I'll kid from time to time, it's about coming to Mecca, all right? Because when you make that journey to Mecca, you're changed. You see a different picture after that. Your life takes on a different value. Okay, well, that's the situation that happens here. Invariably, every single month at Team Elite University, I'll ask the crowd, how many of you here for the first time? And easily over 80% of the people that raise their hands are new people. They haven't been to Provo before. They haven't kicked the bricks. They haven't seen the company. They haven't met some people they've only talked to on the phone or seen pictures of. And you see the belief elevate. You see their mindset elevate. You see them start to become lethal individuals. And it's an exciting thing to watch. It's a belief-changing event. Now, sometimes people have said, oh man, that was great training. We need to take that on the road. Well, then that wouldn't be Team Elite University. That would be a regional training or a training, if you will. I'm here to tell you that the training is secondary. Okay? The training is secondary. The belief is primary. Okay? So to get people there, to get them out of their element, to have them come, and to have them pay and put some skin in the game. What I've found along the way, you guys, is if people don't have skin in the game, they've got nothing invested and they've got nothing to lose. Okay, easy in, easy out. And so my attitude is once somebody gets into the business, and if we can get their letter of intent filed or get them to a point where they can make this a front burner item in their life, then all of a sudden you see magic start to happen. Because the bottom line is it's a revolving door sometimes. People come and go because they don't really believe in themselves or they don't believe in the business that they're in. Okay, if they can get that picture ingrained in their brain and they can elevate their belief to a point that they realize they've got to go through the refiner's fire, they've got to go through some of the difficult things that not only the business brings to their doorstep, but life itself, then they'll stay the course. And it's that resolution that creates, the ability to be a leader and a long-term player in this business. And it's what actually replicates with their teams. And so, really, here's the deal. You don't have to be there every month, but recruiting happens every month. So we do the Team Elite University every month. We don't have another event. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I could be doing other things. I've been doing this business 30 years. So I make the sacrifice too. I make sure I'm there to help orchestrate it. And I very rarely have ever missed an event because I know the significance and the importance of it. I've seen the belief elevate of it. And I know if I'm engaged in it, my leaders will be engaged in it. And I know if I'm there doing it, new people in my group will be there too because I'm there. It's not like, oh yeah, go to that Team Elite University thing. It happens every third weekend and you should be there. Well, no, if I'm there and I'm actually there helping, with the whole event, doing what needs to be done, then people will show up. Okay, so you'll learn with this business real quick that this is a business of replication. This is a business of people do what you do, not what you say. Okay, and so if you're doing those things, all of a sudden you'll see that your people are there. Now, back to Team Elite University. What's the magic that happens there? There's something about being in a room with people with like minds, where you see a whole cornucopia of people up there telling their stories, educating you on what to do and what not to do. And you start to see these different personalities. And you start to see there's a person from this walk of life and that walk of life. And, you know, if you're a professional, you look around, there's another professional right there. There's someone there that's from the same profession you are that's climbed to the top of the compensation plan. You know, there's someone right there that you look at and you say, my gosh, those guys aren't much. Look what they've done. If they can do it, I can do it. See, there's all kinds of psychology that goes on here, all kinds of mindsets that show up. And I'm just here to tell you there's something for everyone there to elevate their belief. Okay, now the way that the whole operation works as far as getting people up on stage, it's first of all, those that are consistently there as leaders, we draw from that pool. You know, we try to take a roll call every month as to who will be there, Blue Diamonds and Team Elites. That's where we start. Okay, so the higher pin levels. See, because what Team Elite University is this isn't really an event where we're saying, okay, we're going to throw a new person up there and see if they can teach the business. You're going to hear from people that have actually done it. You're going to hear from Blue Diamonds and Team Elites that have done what they're saying. And we don't hire outside help. You know, a lot of times in network marketing, you'll see people, you know, come to an event and all of a sudden there's some person there that has been hired to come in and, you know, pitch something or sell something, or they've got a book, or they're doing this or that. That doesn't happen here. Now, I'll tell you, because I'm kind of the bottom line for this event, I've had people approach me and say, hey, I'll come for free. Just let me sell my book. Just let me do that. Let me dump my material on people. And I'm like, we don't do that here. We've got internal leadership. They'll get up there. There's no agenda. There's no hidden factor here. You know, if there's ever any tools available, they might be OTG approved, where there is no profit. Okay, you need to know that. Anything that's ever sold around TEU, Success Summit at the gate, those kinds of things, we have to pay for the event. If there's any overage, it goes back into it to help fund our systems, you know, for everything that we're doing on a monthly basis, websites, you name it. The overhead we have to run OTG, since it is simply a volunteer army that no one draws any income out of. And so you can rest assured that there's not a profit center here, that there's an ulterior motive to draw out something from your team. Your team is there purely and simply to get elevated. You can trust what's coming from stage. You realize there's no one pushing an agenda. There's no one up there that has an ulterior motive. They're just sharing. Okay, and they're sharing their experience, because the people that have bought into this concept realize that all ships will rise if they contribute. Because I've learned a long time ago, you can't be everywhere. You can't be all things to everybody. I realize I'm not a prophet in my own land. If my group hears from me nonstop, they go tone deaf. It's just like a parent. You guys know this. Growing up, after a while, all you hear from your mom and dad is blah, blah, blah. Yeah, right. And so you veer off and maybe take some advice from someone that doesn't even know what they're talking about or have a vested interest in you, because you're just tired of hearing that same voice. Well, you hear multiple voices here. And sometimes, since you're not the prophet in your own land, someone else says the same thing to your people, and all of a sudden they're on fire. And you're like, what gives? Well, the truth of the matter is it's multiple voices, multiple viewpoints, and that reaches the masses. And so that's what occurs. It's about belief. So people come, they kick the bricks, they tour the facilities, they see the company, they meet some of the corporate people. They'll see some of them 1 million, 5 million, 10 million, 20 million plus earners that are there and that show up. And I can tell you, I've heard time and time again from people is, man, I can't believe all these higher up leaders in this business that are so accessible. They're so nice. They're so personable. Well, gosh, you find out there's no little guy in this business and there's no big guy in this business. There's just us. And we're in there helping one another, and we're reaching out and lifting each other. And that's what it's about. It's about elevating that belief and then giving something back. There's people that'll be at Team Elite University that'll be speaking from stage that clearly financially the needed to be there ran out long ago, but they understand the concept of giving back. They understand the concept of lifting others. They understand being that beacon on the hill saying, you can do it too. This is what's happened for me. I didn't just get mine and get out. You see, this is not a business. I mean, this is not a job. This is a lifestyle. Okay, it's a business, but it's a lifestyle. It's just what we do. You know, it's like right here, I'm in my home gym. I know a lot of people that don't work out and do those things. And you know what? You can tell after a while. Things start to break down. They start to get less flexible. They start to get less impactful out there with what they're doing on a physical basis because their body starts to slip with the aging process. Well, the same thing happens with Team Elite University. If you're not there and you're not bringing new people, because that's who it's there for. You know, if you're an old person that's been doing it a while, it's like a play. You're showing up and you're going to see the same play over and over and over again. And if it's a good play, you'll walk away and say, man, that was a good play. But it's for the new person in the audience that has that first experience and says, wow, I now get it. I'm going to do this no matter what. I'm going to make a life-changing commitment. I am not going to veer. And then as they continue to do that with new people that come in, it's like working out every day. It's like elevating that belief. It's like doing the things that are necessary to fill the gaps so you can have a viable, strong business. Okay, and so that's what Team Elite University is about. And as people come to the table, they elevate their belief where they get to, you know, a Blue Diamond or Team Elite status. We incorporate new speakers in there, you know, and try to mix that up to where all of a sudden you're seeing new faces. We'll have, you know, segments on the agenda where we're bringing up some of the newer and upcoming leadership and hearing their stories and kind of wean them into the process. But when they get to stage on an instructional basis, they've actually done what they say. They're not speculating. They're not thinking they can. They're not telling you something that they've never done. They've done it. They're explaining it. They're showing it to you in a belief system where you can say, okay, I get it now. You know, why are they doing this? Just purely and simply they're sharing because they know it comes back to them. And so I'm here to tell you that the belief factor is the key to this entire business. You know, a lot of people say, well, I need word tracks on what to say, or I need this, or I need that, or hey, for some reason somebody's doing a great post and that's what's drawing people in, or hey, someone has this magic on how to implement social media. That has to be it. Or hey, someone has this magic tool. I need to use that. See, when you find yourself in that mindset, you're swirling down the hole. You're slipping. You're trying to grab something that isn't there because your belief isn't there. You're looking for something else to fill that belief. Go back to fundamentals. Realize that your belief in you, your belief in this business, your belief that you can be successful and others can have that success is exactly where it's at. And once you have that, you're going to slay. You're going to do the things you need to do. You're going to be a hot knife through butter. You're going to do the things that are necessary to make it happen because you believe it can occur. You understand that magic happens when you believe that there's magic involved, okay, as far as what can happen. And so here we sit today. It's August. I've seen some of you guys cranking through the summer. The numbers look good for you. If you haven't been actively doing it, then you got to get back in the game. You got to focus, recommit. Get that belief where it needs to be. Because guys, I'm here to tell you, my belief system is sky high. We're going to 10 billion. And I don't have to own the whole thing. All I need is a chunk of it with my leadership. And so I continue to lift. I continue to try to inspire. I continue to try to show people the way so that they then can show others the way. See, because again, this is a business of replication. So it's not a difficult business. You know, this is a simple business. It's just something that you need to do over and over and over again. You know, sometimes people think, well, it can't be that simple. Well, it is that simple. We're simply sharing a story with others that might want to listen. And, you know, when it comes to pace, power lifts, whatever is on the front end of that social media hook, it's just to get people to the table to upgrade them. As we upgrade them to a status where their belief is there, and then they start to realize they're there for something other than just white teeth or redder lips, okay, that they're actually there because they want to change their life. They want to have an impact that's long lasting. They want to have freedom. Because at the end of the day, that's all this is. This is a freedom machine. This gives us the capacity to live life on our terms and do the things that we want to do when we want to do them with whoever we want to do them with. And the only way you're going to do that is if you get rid of your addiction to money. If you get rid of the fact that you got to put food on the table, you got to pay the bills, you got to do this. When I hear people say, I got to do this, I got to do that, those are negative connotations. Okay, you're never going to have lasting success if you got to do this or do that. You want to do it. You're excited to do it. You pop out of bed in the morning because you realize this is my business. This is my life. This is my vehicle to free myself and other people that I care about. You know, and when you get there, when you get in that space, then you realize that you are a lethal tool to go out there and make this happen. How do you become a lethal tool? You get your belief through the roof. How do you get your belief through the roof? You get others in your team to see what you see. Man, I'm here to tell you that's where the magic is at Team Elite University, is you see people elevate their belief. I've seen people stumble in there. Sometimes they're not even signed up yet. They're coming as the final crescendo to see if they really want to do this. And they walk away saying, okay, now I get it. I'm going to make this happen. And they grind it out. Okay, because the business, you know, is one of those things where it's going to be whatever it is you make it. You know, if you want it to be a continual grind that's just, you know, nauseatingly hard, then it's going to be that way. Okay, if you realize that, hey, there's some things that'll come across my desk that I can't control, I got to roll with the punches, but you know what? I have my eyes set on that goal, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this happen because I want freedom. I don't want to answer to anybody. I don't want to go out there and live the rest of my life for someone else. I want to live it on my terms. I want to do what I want, when I want, with whoever I want. Man, I'm telling you, if you've never had that freedom, there's nothing like it. I used to think this business was about the money, and then I've come to realize the money is just a means to an end. Okay, what it is about is complete freedom. It's the ability to wake up in the morning, nobody's pressing you, you do what you want when you want. I'm on this call right now with you because I want to be here. Gary DeRitter asked me if I was available. I said, absolutely. You know, I'll work it into my day, we'll get it done. We'll knock it out. See, because I believe in giving back. It's something that I see as paramount in my life. And once you embrace that mentality, you're going to find more people like yourself. See, like attracts like. Well, just to summarize, and then I'm done here. This business is about belief. Okay, if I was to pick one concept I could teach you about, it's that. Get your mindset right. And once your mindset's right, I'm telling you, you can't say the wrong thing to the right guy, because I know you can't say the right thing to the wrong one. And so you'll attract those people that are looking for what you're looking for. And before you know it, some of the best people, the best friends you'll have in this life will be in this business. I can attest to that. Here we are 30 years later, and some of the closest people in the world to me are people I've met in the journey with Nu Skin. We have each other's backs. We're there for each other no matter what, you know. And man, I'm telling you what, people say, well, is it like a family? Well, yeah, I guess you could say it is. Because you're there for one another, you're doing the things that are necessary. But it all comes down to that belief, okay? And you know what? As the money flows, that belief goes up. It's a lot easier to believe when you're cashing the check, trust me, okay? And so that check is part of it. And with the added velocity, we're seeing more and more people climb the ladder. You're going to see a machine that just spits blue diamonds and Team Elites out. Trips here, going there, success trip here, Team Elite trip there, Blue Diamond, Team Elite, and on and on and on. And right at the base of that is Team Elite University. As people come there, get that belief, elevate it, and share. Man, it's a great thing. I'm here to tell you, man, if you get that belief where it needs to be, you're going to change your life. You're going to change your life in a way that is so profound, I can't even begin to explain it to you. All I can tell you is for 30 years, I haven't answered to any boss. I haven't had to be any place I don't want to be, okay? And I've made some of the best friends and relationships that I could ever encounter in my lifetime. And it just gets better. The people that we're bringing in the business right now are some of the best I've ever seen. And it's an exciting time to be part of it. So decide now what you're about. And understand that belief is there, and understand that Team Elite University is a mechanism or a tool for you to use. Volunteer Army, But I'm here to tell you, if you'll do that and make it a staple, because I've watched it over the years, those that continue to do that continue to grow and flourish, and they continue to be relevant in our business day in, day out, year in and year out. And it's an exciting time to be part of it. So I appreciate the time you've given me here today, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to talk to you. So again, let's attack it. Let's do what we need to do. Those of you at Team Elite University this weekend, I'll see you there. We are going to tear it up. We're going to have a good time, and we're going to elevate belief. All right. I'll see you later. Bye.